Hello, beautiful people. Happy Sunday. So, short video. Friday, I had a really hard day because I looked at my husband and I was crying. And I said to him on my way home from work, I called my husband and I was crying and I said, I am so tired of racism in the world. I am so tired of discrimination. I am so tired of injustice. I'm so tired of the wars that are going around. I'm so tired that we live in a world that is not just. In a world that believes that some people are more important than others. Just because of their race, just because of their position. Whatever reason, some people just believe that they are better and they feel like they have all the reasons to treat people different. And sometimes it doesn't matter how strong we are, right? Sometimes those things will get to us. So I got to me Friday and I told him, yes, I'm so tired. And sometimes when I'm driving, because of my skin color, I have cops that will just go behind me, follow me, just to make sure that I have everything or I don't make a mistake so that they can have a reason to stop me. And I remember I was talking to my family member, I was talking to my husband, and I said, oh my God, unless God is unjust, unless God is racist, unless God doesn't see what is going on in this world, He will sit there forever and allow us to go through it. And then I pray to God and I say, God, why do you allow your children to suffer? Especially people that look like me, right? And then I talk to him about discrimination in our workplaces, because it's something that will affect us if we work somewhere where there's not justice. And there are people that know that there are no justice, but they will not speak up because they don't want to lose their social studies at work, right? They don't want to lose their friends. They don't want to be associated, even though they behind closed doors they will say, I know what you are going through, what they're doing to you is wrong, they are not fair. But in front of other people they will say, oh my God, she complains, oh my God, what does she want? Because God is not who we work with. God is not the people that are afraid to stand up for what is right and say, no, she is right. We need to do better. We need to do better, right? So I was going through that moment that I was just tired. And I was just like, God, there's so much injustice. Why are you allowing? And then I spoke to my father and he said, what's wrong with you today? I said, you know what? I'm just so tired. I don't want to fight. I don't want to continue to have to remind people of my value. I don't want to have to remind people of who I am and my skills at work. Or I don't want to continue to have to walk into a store and be targeted and to be watched just because of the color of my skin, right? I don't want to, every time I see a cop, be like, oh my God, there he goes again. He's gonna come behind me. I don't want to continue to be at work or anywhere and be like, hey, I work as hard as everybody else or harder than many, and you still don't see my value. You still don't give me what I need, and you still make me look bad because when I speak up, you say I'm complaining because in your mind, the people that look like me should just accept any treatment that we get. So, and I told my dad, I'm just so tired. And I say, God, why is God allowing that to happen to us? How come God is not standing up for us black people? In our own continent, we suffer. And then we come and we in other people's lands and other people's countries and we suffer. And there's not one continent that we go where we are not mistreated. Where they don't treat us like we are less, right? And it feels like nobody's coming for us. Nobody has our back. Nobody's standing up for us. And the people that know, they stay quiet in front of others because they don't want to lose their friends. They don't want to stop being part of the group that they know are wrong. And because of that, they say, I just don't say nothing because I don't want them to stop liking me. But then you are standing there and you are allowing that to happen. But God didn't give us a spirit of fear. right? God say in the Bible, you need to you need to speak for those that can speak for themselves. But anyways, so my dad told me something that really, really, after I was able to relax and be like, hey, do you forget who you are? How wonderfully God created you. He created you in His image. He loves you. He has a purpose for you. Even when you are around people that constantly say that you are bad, because you speak up and you say, hey, I deserve better. I deserve more. But then you become like the darkness. You become the enemy. Even around those people, He says, God is with you. Like I'm making this video and I'm getting emotional because even as I'm making this video, it's like I'm reminding myself that I'm a child of God. That the same way He created someone that have blue eyes and blonde hair, and someone that looks a certain way, or somebody that has millions of dollars in the bank, is the same way that He created me. And inside we look the same way. The only difference is our skin color. So if someone chooses to be different with you, or to make you look like the bad guy, just because they don't believe that you should speak up, they don't believe that you should even think that you are on their level, that is them. This is their bad. This is their mentality. That is their wrong. Has nothing to do with God. God does not recognize these people. God does not agree with them. So even if it is a good, group of people that has lived against you, and you feel like you always have to fight and try to clear your name, and all you say is like, hey, I don't want no problems with you. All I want is to be treated fairly. All I want is justice. But you know what my dad reminded me of? That it was like one of the wisest things that he could ever tell me. Marcia, my daughter, he said, Marcia, you cannot expect justice from a world that is not just. You can't. God is just, but the world is not. So you cannot expect good from a world that right now is not. We are living in the world that is not controlled by God. God is always in control, but we know that the spirit that is controlling the people in this earth is not God, unless people choose to be guided by God. And it's like, I'm not perfect. I make a lot of mistakes, and sometimes I get angry because I'm like, hey, when will this stop? But you know what? Sometimes God is gonna allow that to happen to us so that we grow in that situation. And sometimes we pray that He changes the environment to become better for us. But sometimes the change doesn't happen there. Sometimes God will allow you to go through it, and then until you get tired enough, so you remove yourself from the environment. Sometimes it means you might lose money, you might lose certain things, but you're gonna gain your peace. And we know we need peace in this earth. We need love. Like for me, I'm a person, I like to just be about love, and I need my peace, my happiness. And then, but sometimes there's places that we go that as soon we step in, we like, oh my God, what is gonna happen today? This is not how God wants us to live. This is not how God intended for us to live. This is something that happened due to the imperfection of the human beings. We are imperfect. Sadly, some people, they just choose not to be the best, right? I have days that I'm not the best, and I wish I was. But there are days that I allow people's actions to get the best of me, and my reaction is not the best. It's not a reaction that is a godly reaction. But God understands that I'm human, and we get tired. Sometimes we get so tired of being mistreated, of not being valued, recognized for what we do. And work recognition, life recognition is so important, right? We want to be recognized in our relationships. We want our children to recognize us and respect us and honor us as their parents. We want our husbands and wives to recognize us and honor us and love us and not take us for granted as our partners, right? And sometimes we want our workplace, our managers, our bosses to recognize and respect us and honor us and the employees. But not all co-workers, but not everybody is capable of that. And when you ask and you say, hey, be just with me, be fair with me, those people will go and make your name look and trash your name and make the whole world believe that you are the problem. And sadly, because some people benefit of that, they become a group of people that you like, oh my God, why are they my enemies? And then I was reminded, our war is not against flesh and blood, but there's a spiritual war that the only way we can win is with God, is with prayer. And we want to imitate Jesus. It's not easy because we get tired. But at the same time, if we go to work, if we go to drive, if we go around people at the store, and every time somebody tries us, we say, you know what? My fight is not even against you. I have a bigger fight than you. Because now my fight is for me to be alive spiritually. It's for me to do the will of God. It's for me to just walk with God, and for me to continue to build my faith in God. This is what I need to fight. This is the only fight you really want to focus on. Because any other physical fight, or this person said this and this person said that, is only to distract you from what God has for you. Because sometimes, it's for you to fail. Because every time that you react in a way that in your heart, this is not how God wants us to react, you feel like you want to step back, and it will affect you spiritually. It's going to affect you because you feel like, oh my God, I'm not growing spiritually. If I am, why I'm still reacting that way? And let me tell you, whenever that happens, give yourself some grace. I know some people always say, oh, you got to give grace. Some people are so quick to tell you have to show grace, but they don't show grace. Some people are just not just. Some people are just not kind. Some people's hearts are not kind. Some people's hearts don't care about you just because the way you look. And with those people, as much we argue with them, as much we wanted them to change, they will not, unless God changes them. So that's why my advice to you today, if you are dealing with anything like that, any discrimination in a workplace or any place, if you're dealing with people that constantly try you and constantly make you feel like you are the problem and you have a problem because you want to stand for yourself, and you say, hey, you had enough of this, it's my time to have some people don't want that. And when you ask for what belongs to you, or what you should have, they will turn everyone against you. So if you are going through anything like that sometimes it makes you question your mind and question your heart and your motives, just remember, you are a child of God, and He sees everything and He knows everything. The most important thing that you do, especially if you react in a way, or if you are close to just give up or to break, just remember that God is your Father. He's your creator. The way He created you is the way He created them. If they are choosing to not be intentional with their lives, if they are choosing to take away your joy, your peace, everything, let them. Because they are temporary. And they don't have the power of your life or your death. They might hurt you mentally. They might be a burden on you, because sometimes certain situations are burden on our shoulders. They are heavy on us. They stress us out. They make us sad. They give us anxiety. Those are temporary, but those people are not God, and God is watching them. God is watching us. So today I just hope that you can just enjoy your Sunday, and that God continues to bring joy in your heart, and that God continues to lead you to where you need to be. Because sometimes where you think you are, You think it's the best place and this is what you need, but sometimes God is allowing this to continue because He has a bigger plan. Sometimes He wants us to jump out of that boat so that He can come and say, come, now I can take you. Like He did with Peter. Sometimes all He wants us to do is to jump out of the boat and say, God, I'm trusting you. Yeah? So don't think God is always going to make the situation or the place where you are better. No. Sometimes God is just going to allow you to be there enough and allow you continue to be uncomfortable until you can trust Him enough to be like, okay, where should I be? Okay? Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday. And don't forget that you are special. And if you are a co-worker of someone that you know that they are not getting justice, that they are not being fair, God says speak for those that cannot speak. And if you choose not to speak for them, and then don't speak against them neither. Don't feel like you have to speak against them to get favor of those people, because you are part of the problem. Honestly, you are enabling that behavior that God will not bless you. And sometimes we get all those things because we think God is blessing us. Not everything that we get is because God is giving us. Some things we get that it doesn't come in from God. It comes from greed. It comes from jealousy. It comes from stealing from others. It comes from sources that has nothing to do with God. And He will not bless us. And I know we need God's blessing because I do too. So take care, okay? Be the best person you can. Thank you.